Hello friends, today we will discuss about parental care in amphibia. The parental care in amphibia seems to have developed independently in the animal kingdom. There are various ways by which the parental care is manifested in amphibians. We can classify it into 4 stages. First, selection of breeding sites. B, construction of nests. Number C, guarding the eggs or tadpoles, and D, carrying eggs or tadpoles. So number A, selection of breeding sites. First, holes. Example, Rhacophorus sigli of Japan. Eggs are laid in a hole or mudding bank of the rivers. After laying the eggs are covered by foamy mucus to prevent desiccation. The eggs are washed out in the ponds or rivers water during rain, and further development starts in the water. Second is under the stones. In Gyrophilus, the eggs are laid under the stones in the stream, and the eggs are taken up by any part of the body, and the secretion prevent the growing of fungus. Number 3, under the surface of leaves. Example, hylobes. The eggs are laid under the surface of leaves hanging over the water. Number 4, under the surface of leaves in Leptodactylus. Eggs are fixed with the aquatic weeds by glue. In the case of Triton, both the eggs laid under the surface of the leaves near the vicinity of the water. The eggs are fixed by glue. Number 5, in the leaves of trees overhanging water, Centronella. Their mating is known as amplexus. So what is amplexus? Grabbing of the female by the male. Females are heavier than the males, but in the males the forelimbs is stouter than the hind limb to grab the female. Many of the arboreal frogs of the genus Centronella laid eggs on the leaves of the trees overhanging the water. The eggs undergo their embryonic development, and thus they remain out of the reach of any predator or enemies, and the tadpoles hatch out of the eggs on the leaves and drop in water. So now number B, construction of nests. Foam nests in Physaelamus pustulosus and Rhacophorus maculenthus. Both males and females take part in the formation of nests. Physaelamus pustulosus construct foam nests that float on the surface of the water. Female produce or emits a copious mucus during amplexus. This mucus is beaten up by the hind limb of both the parents, and eggs are laid within the foam nest. And when the tadpoles hatch out, they drop in the water, and further development takes place in the water. In Rhacophorus maculenthus, both males and females take place in the formation of nest. Just after laying of the eggs, the surrounding water is made frothy by wriggling movement of the hind limbs. This wriggling movement of the hind limbs prevents desiccation and also oxygenation of the water. Second is mud nest in Hyla. Both the parents dig a small hole in the mud. Number 3, nest or shelter of leaves in South American tree frog, Phyla. A number of different species of frogs and toads construct the shelter of leaves and other materials in which the eggs are deposited, and the young are deposited. Further development takes place. Here in Phyla secretes a glue, and with this glue it fixes the foliage hanging over water, and after hatching the tadpoles brought straight away in the water, and further development takes place. Number 4, shoot nest in Triton. Triton constructs shoot nest by shoots of these aquatic plants, into which the eggs are deposited and the youngs are developed. Whole nest is covered by gelatinous covering to protect the young. Now number C, guarding the eggs of tadpoles. Number 1, male African bullfrog, Pyxicephalus adsperus. Males of African bullfrog guard their eggs until the tadpoles hatch. Females only lay the eggs, and when these tadpoles hatch, the males move along with tadpoles, and the males dig a channel on the marsh so that the tadpoles can swim one pool of water to the adjacent one. Number 2. American frog of the genus Leptodactylus. Tadpoles of several species of tropical American frog Leptodactylus follow their mother to the pond, and it is very large frog, and also this frog is aggressive, and therefore no predators are able to do any harm to the tadpoles. Number 3. Central American poison dart frog Dendrobates family. Some of the poison dart frog of American tropics deposit their eggs on the ground, and one of the parents remains with the eggs until they hatched into tadpole. The tadpoles adhere to the adult and transported to water, and females release the tadpoles in the small pool of the water, and they return at intervals to the pools to deposit unfertilized eggs, because the tadpoles eat the unfertilized eggs, or which are utilized by the tadpoles as food. Now type D. Eggs or tadpoles. Females of the Panamanian frog Colosthetus inguinalis. They carry the tadpole for more than a week, and the tadpole increase in size. The largest tadpole be carried out by female contains small amount of plant material in stomach, which suggests the tadpole start feeding before leaving the back of the female. Number 2. Males of the European toad Elates obstrucans. The male of European midwife toad gathered the branch of eggs around his hind limb as the female lays them, carries the eggs with him until they are ready to hatch, and after they hatched they are released in the water. So after Elates obstrucans, come to the number 3. Males of the terrestrial Darwin's frog Rhinoderma darwini. They found in Chile. It snaps the eggs which the laid by female and carries within the vocal pouch. Only male have the vocal pouch, which is very long, extends up to the pelvic region, and then pass through metamorphosis into vocal sacs and then become fully developed froglets. Number 4. Tree frog Hemipterus. Female of the group of tree frogs carry the eggs of the back in a closed pouch. And then aquatic Suriname toad Pipa pipa. This toad is completely aquatic toad. In the breeding season, the skin of the back of females of Pipa pipa become thickens and softens. In egg laying, the male and female in Amplexus swim in the water in vertical loop. The male grabs the female with the help of the forelimb. On the upward part of the look, the female is above the male, and during this time the female releases some eggs which falls on the ventral surface of the egg. At this time male fertilizes the egg. On the downward look, the male presses or fertilizes the eggs on the female's back. The fertilized eggs sink into the soft skin, and these eggs are covered and enclosing with small capsule. And now time for Pipa dorsifera and Pipa americana. This structure is highly vascular, gaseous exchange between the maternal tissue and the expanded leaf-like tail of the tadpole. In the Suriname toad, the dorsal skin of the female becomes soft and gelatinous, and here the male presses and spaces the eggs. Each sinks into a small pouch, over which develops an operculum, which comes from a remnant of the egg envelope, reinforced by integumental secretion. Thus, the young develop moist and safe in maternal tissue. Between the invaginated pits arise a rich vascularization. In each larva, there develops a curiously broad and vascular tail. It is suspected that metabolic exchanges take place between maternal and embryonic tissues in the manner of a primitive placenta. The larva does not develop gills and has been reported to be born as a tadpole about 80 days after egg deposition. Now number 6, marsupial frog, Gastrostheca species. In Gastrostheca, there occurs a special dorsal pouch in the female integument. This pouch, in which fertilized eggs are carried, opens a little. In Gastrostheca marsupiata, anterior to the cloacal aperture, the young are hatched as tadpoles, but in Gastrostheca auriferum, emergence is delayed until metamorphosis is complete. Now, number 8, Hyla goeldi. The female carries the eggs of their tadpole, and the young comes out from the back as full-fledged frog with tails. Number 9, Demognathus fucus. The female carry the eggs on the head and live in the underground holes. The eggs are large. Now the last point, number 10, is gastric brooding. Rheobatrachus silus and Rheobatrachus vitellinus. Gastric brooding habit is found in 2 species of Australia frog of the genus Rheobatrachus. The tadpoles are carried in the stomach of the female. During breeding, after laying the eggs, swallows some eggs or newly hatched larvae and remains them in the stomach until the metamorphosis is completed. First found in Rheobatrachus silus and is accompanied by the extension, morphological and physiological modification of the stomach. In second species, that is vitellinus, the frog was discovered in Queensland of Australia, and this species takes the structural changes in the stomach, and this difference is a striking difference between the 2 species. Both species indicated that the reproductive mode of these 2 species might have evolved independently, but unfortunately both the species of Rheobatrachus disappear within a few years of their discovery, but there is no scientific explanation. Thanks for watching this video.